Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first visit. Each week I do an oracle card and a crystal card reading for the upcoming week to kind of give us a jump on the energy. This week we are looking at December 12th through the 18th, 2021. We do have our last full moon of the year on, I believe, the 18th. Double check that for your geographical location, but I believe it is on Saturday the 18th. So one last hurrah, one last kind of cleansing boost of energy, one last full moon for this year before we head into 2022. So as always, this week we will do 3 Akashic keywords that I've gotten for the collective while I've been working in the Akashic records this week, as well as a crystal energy from our Healing Crystals oracle decks. This week we're using crystal deck number 2. And then our Sunday energy, if you tune in regularly, you know that I usually do a little different energy for Sundays just because I feel like they have a little different energy themselves. So it's kind of a nice way to separate Sunday, the true first day of the week, though for many people it's not. You know, Monday feels more like the first day of the week because it's the first day of the work week for most people. But Sunday being the true start of the week, it's nice to have a little different energy and set ourselves up in the best way possible. So since we do have our last big full moon, I'm going to do one Sunday card from the Healing Mantra deck, just to let us collectively know maybe what we can let go of or what to work on, where our focus should be for this last full moon. And then the rest of the week we will do from Denise Linn's Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. So let us see how things are unfolding. Again, this is for the week of December 12th through the 18th, 2021. If you stumble across this guidance outside that time frame and it feels relevant to you, then it absolutely is. But that's the time frame we're focusing on right now. There is still a contest going. For those of you who have signed up by leaving a comment on last week's video, thank you. I have very much enjoyed reading all of your comments. I thought they would just be little like hi or smile emojis, but they're these beautiful, wonderful comments. So thank you all for doing that. I will be randomly choosing a winner to announce in next week's video. So be sure, if you are not subscribed and you do tune in regularly, please be sure that you've checked to see if you are subscribed. There's also a bell button that you can press here on YouTube so that you get notifications generally Saturday each week when I release a video. So you don't want to miss the one next week if you left a comment last week and are entered to win the free mini Akashic reading with me. But there's still a couple days that you could sneak back to that video, and there will be a link at the end of this one to enter. So we will find out the winner next week, and let's get started with our 3 Akashic keywords for this week. Sometimes they're keywords, sometimes they're more like key phrases. This week it's a mix of both. So this week we have reminiscence, and I did ask for clarification because I am not altogether certain that's even a word, but they were very specific about reminiscence. And so I feel like maybe with the holidays approaching, it's kind of almost the vibe I was getting, and this probably has something to do with the full moon as well, and that kind of release energy that comes up during times of full moons. But it's almost like a melancholy, nostalgic kind of energy coming in this week. So watch for that, and just know that you may want to spend some time in introspection or quietude or stillness, just kind of feeling your feels. And not judging them before you let go of them and move into the new year. So reminiscence, we'll call it a word, but not rumination. So we're not rehashing, we're not ruminating, we're just reminiscing. The next one that came up is more of a phrase, and it's ancestral healing. So if anything's coming up, hi potato. If anything comes up that feels like it's old, or maybe it's not yours, or they were patterns from your family, but you didn't think, that you really picked those up, they may kind of come back in through this reminiscence energy, through this nostalgia energy that's coming in. But the energy that they mentioned is not rumination, not rehashing, not saying, ugh, I don't want to carry this around. It's not a carrying around energy, and it is certainly not a carrying forward into 2022 energy. It's the energy of appreciation for everybody in your lineage that came before you and the healing work that they did. So you're not carrying around baggage anymore. You're not carrying around their stuff. We're letting all of that whoosh out with this last full moon this week. And so it's just an energy of appreciation for where you came from, which is really tied to that reminiscence energy too. And then the last one that came out is also a phrase, and it was lightening the load. And the guidance I got surrounding that when I asked for clarification was, this is the end of it. We are all moving forward collectively. And it said this is like the last of the purge. So if you have anything you've been working on energetically or emotionally, you may have a pretty big release at the end of this week as you work through this stuff. But it's going to be from a different place than it used to be from. It's not going to be, you're not going to be judging yourself for this. It's going to be maybe emotional, but from a higher level of self-awareness that you've acquired this year. Where you're not judging yourself at all for it. You're saying, oh, I see this. I like from the observer standpoint. So a much less emotionally attached feeling this week when we are cleansing this stuff and releasing this stuff and moving forward. Much less judgmental, much less emotionally attached, much more from the observer perspective. So but you'll feel much lighter as you go into 2022. So reminiscence, ancestral healing, and lightening the load. So then let's talk about our crystal energy this week. And we got the anhydro, which I love anhydros. So, and interestingly enough, anhydros are tied to work in the Akashic records. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The anhydro, so an anhydro is a bubble, basically a bubble quartz. It can happen in agates as well. Quartz or agates are the ones that can support this formation. So when this crystal is forming in the earth, it forms around a bubble of water and it continues to grow. And so when you find this crystal, when you unearth it, sometimes it's a static bubble of water. Sometimes it moves almost like a construction level and you can see that bubble moving. But this is, ancient water that this quartz or this agate has formed around, and it's a really fascinating structure. So it's also, interestingly enough, generally used for clearing work, purging work, cleansing, letting go. So perfect for this week and goes right along with those 3 Akashic keywords. So comforts, supports, and heals us during all of that work, works with all chakras. And then the mantra or affirmation you can use this week is I am sustained and healed by the universe. So very much still in that energy. This is permanent. We are in the energy of co-creation. It always has been and it always will be, but collectively we forgot for a while. So we're moving back into that, knowing that we are not in this alone. We have a support system, a divine guidance, our higher selves, and the universe that is available to us. We just have to ask. So that is our crystal energy for this week. And then from the Healing Mantra deck, our Sunday energy is, oh, perfect, allowing appreciation. So that is tied really closely to that ancestral healing key phrase this week, where they said, we're not carrying forward, we're in the energy of appreciation of what has come before us. And that's for our past selves as well, knowing that we've never done anything wrong. There's never been any wasted time. We haven't spent any time, using healing methods or working through things that weren't necessary. It was all necessary. It was all relevant. It just may be different now. So allowing appreciation for everything that has come before, whether it's self or others. And it says, the value of my life increases each time I appreciate anything in it. So again, tied to that energy of co-creation, the value of my life increases when I show gratitude, when I show appreciation. I am then even more fully supported. So that's our Sunday energy for this week. And then Monday, I have a feeling this is going to be very cohesive and very interesting with this full moon. It's the flow card, but look at so being in the energy of flow, letting this stuff go, lightening the load, like that third key phrase this week. Being in the energy of flow, but look at that full moon depiction on this card. So Monday, just I feel like these are just going to be kind of nudges or reminder cards this week. Maybe make some notes about these so that when you're feeling all these feelings, you can remember what the guidance was. Oh, just stay in the energy of flow. This too shall pass. I am lightening my load. I'm in appreciation of everything that I'm letting go of. So then Tuesday, same kind of energy. We have the stillness card. So this is about also that detachment, that not being overly emotionally attached to these feelings that are surfacing, but kind of like this swan being in stillness and kind of skimming the surface of the water. Water represents our emotions. So skimming along the surface this week does not mean that you need to do a deeper dive. It means that's what's appropriate for you to release these things. You know, sometimes, and this has come up a lot in private readings, we don't need to relive things in order to let them go. We can observe them and let them go from that higher perspective. That perspective of skimming along the surface this week is the one that is going to serve you best. So then Wednesday, we have inner peace. Again, when we're in the flow and we're in stillness, that's where we're going to find our peace this week, is by going within, maybe finding some additional solitude, especially if you are someone who celebrates Hanukkah or Christmas or the holidays in general. However it is you celebrate, even if you are not big on it, most people around you probably are. So kind of connecting with this flow, stillness, and inner peace before we enter into next week, where we're coming out of the energy of that full moon, but we're also probably being inundated with people. So really kind of stocking up on our stillness and self-care this week will bring us some inner peace we can carry forward. Thursday is perfect. We have the illumination card. So obviously a time of things coming up. So that reminiscence, ancestral healing, lightening the load. There are things coming to the surface, but this being the message here saying that they are illuminated. We can see them, view them, appreciate them, and just let them keep going. We can pass by them. It is so easy to release these things right now. So, and I feel like the message of non-judgment and detachment is really huge. Just to view these from a sort of a bystander perspective rather than being so emotionally entrenched in things these days. So illumination of certain aspects of our lives, but then knowing that we're not that emotionally invested, we can detach, view these things, and let them go. So that would be Thursday. Then on Friday, we have the Voyage card, which it's definitely one of my favorite cards from this deck, maybe my favorite one. And look at that big full moon on there. So this is also perfect. But the Voyage card to me says there is stuff coming to the surface, right? We're having that a lot this week. There's a lot of that kind of symbolism this week. But it's also that energy of co-creation, of having the whole universe behind you, of having your higher self, of having your ancestors, of having all of this wisdom and guidance and assistance available to you to carry you. So this is, you letting go of things and just being carried. You have a wealth of support above you. So that is our Friday energy. And then Saturday, which I believe to be the day of the full moon. Double check that specifically for your area. But Saturday, I believe, is the full moon. We have the relaxation card. But look at that moon. And this is the perfect thing to do if weather permits in your area, or maybe find a place to do it indoors, is just stillness, inner peace, take a break, read a book, relax, make a cup of tea, really enjoy your own company, really enjoy these things that are coming up for you this week, being in a different place energetically than you've ever been in the past. So when these things come up, it's not fear inspiring for you. It doesn't trigger anything for you. It says, oh, I'm in appreciation of this, and thank you. I'm ready to move forward. So this is the energy of just being in relaxation for all of the work you've done throughout this year, knowing that you're ready to move forward into a future that is more filled with ease than ever before, and just taking it easy on Saturday, knowing that you may, be feeling heightened emotions and things coming to the surface, but knowing that you can be an appreciation of those from your observer's seat or your observer's hammock. So that is our energy for this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's reading. Leave me some comments below. Let me know what you're releasing or what's coming up for you this week, and I will see you soon.